Good morning. Story time. Okay. Alright, so one of these days, I think this happened 2 days ago, a child came up to me to help him with his homework. Not his homework precisely, his classwork. And he was struggling with his classwork. I had to take my time to explain the basic things for him. It was a science classwork, so he was struggling with some certain concepts. I had to explain and explain and explain and explain and explain, which we finally did it together. When we were done, I noticed this is not the first time. I've noticed that most times he comes with storybooks, and they are mostly on cars. So I had to ask him. I said, "It's like you like reading about cars." And he said yes. He was actually with his other classmates, and then he said he loves cars a lot, and not just cars, but that he loves luxury cars. That he loves luxury cars. I switched the subject immediately to what you want to be in the future. And the next thing his other classmate said he wants to be either a doctor or an engineer, but that he doesn't really know yet. He's trying to dwindle between the two. He said, well, he wants to own and sell luxury cars. His classmates just looked at him with, luxury cars, who will buy? He said he smiled and said, well, I'm going to be selling my luxury cars, not here in Nigeria, but in Dubai. This was his response. He now told me that, do I know that the owner of the famous Ferrari brand is owned by Enzo Ferrari? I didn't know about that. I had to go Google it after some days. I think I Googled about the man yesterday. I found out that he had died, and then it's a family business that is still going on. And then he went further to tell me, he went further to tell me he wants to have a branded version of his own cars. So he's going to buy them, and then he will have a name for it. But that he has not come up with a name, and that when he does, he's going to tell me the name. When we had these conversations, he talked about dealership. His classmate that wants to be a doctor and engineer doesn't know what a dealership is. And then he was the one that explained and told him what a dealership is. I smiled. I learned something from that conversation, and I realized that in life, as teachers, as parents, don't write anybody off. People generally see him as he's not so intelligent, he's a slow learner, he doesn't even write well, he doesn't even spell well, he's struggling with a lot. And I told myself deep down, I'm going to help this child, no matter how I might not be able to do so much. Yes, he has a lesson teacher, and it's obvious the teacher is also trying her own best. So I told him that anytime he has time, if he needs my help, he can always come to me, and I'll guide him in the little way that I can. So my motivation for today is, don't write anybody off, no matter what. Yes, sometimes some kids are slow learners. Some children might not learn at the same pace with others. Try and be patient. Try and find out how you can make them. Because I understand that for him, he needs to have like a one-on-one session. You need to explain to him. It doesn't mean he won't catch up. He surely will, because for the kind of things he's saying as a 9-year-old, him telling me about dealership, telling me a lot. Things are things that I was actually surprised and amazed that a 9-year-old could say. And guess what? The last part that even struck me was when he said these are his life goals, that these are things that he has written down that he wants to do, that I should actually watch out for him, that in the near future he's going to have a dealership in Dubai, Saudi Arabia, where he's going to be selling luxury cars, and that he's going to have a branded version of his own branded luxury cars. Whew. I was impressed, and I'm going to help him no matter how little it is. Any little time I have, I'll try as much as I can. I've told him in his free time, he can come in and I'll guide him in any little way that I can. Have a nice day. Bye.